One word I'd use to describe my grandpa as is inspiring because of the many accomplishments he's done and just how amazing and big they are and just how amazing and big he is.
The one word I'll describe my grandpa is as cool. It's because he has always been there for us and he's really cool. Okay, I tried my best. I'm not the best at this.
I like it.
Okay, thanks.
From your decorated service in the U.S. Army to your time as Idaho's Attorney General to more than a decade of service on the Idaho Supreme Court. Throughout your many roles, you have always put improving the lives of Idahoans and our children at the forefront.
I first met Jim a few years ago when we were at an event together and got to know one another. I was scared to death because he's so accomplished. You know, what am I supposed to call you? Chief Justice, Attorney General, Mr. Jones? And then he said, just call me Jim. And that was the beginning of a long friendship.
I first met Jim Jones practicing law in Jerome, Idaho in the mid-70s. We became adversaries in a couple of cases, most of which he won. I have to admit that.
Hi, Jim. I just want to thank you very much for giving me my first big job. It's been a fabulous 40 years working with you.
Jim was incredible as a boss. He expected good work out of all of his staff, from the attorneys all the way through the support staff that he hired, the secretaries, the legal secretaries. But at the same time, he gave you a lot of freedom to do your job. He allowed you to learn, he allowed you to make mistakes, he allowed you to thrive in the office.
The main thing is I've known Jim for probably 3 or 4 decades, actually maybe 5. And in each of those decades, he has been at the forefront of the thorniest problems for the state of Idaho.
Between all of his jobs, and then even now being retired, he still just is in service to others, and it's beautiful, and I'm super proud of that.
He was always a jokester. You just never knew what he was gonna do.
Jim was famous for his pranks, especially on April Fool's Day.
My very first brief, I thought it was a good brief. He reviewed it, the chief deputy reviewed it. I sent it to the Supreme Court. I got a call from Jim later that afternoon. He said, you better get up here. We've got a problem with your brief. And I ran upstairs and he said, did you submit this? I said, yes. And in the middle of the brief that I just submitted regarding pharmacists was a set of rules from the Brand Commission on horses, mules, and asses. And he said, you'd better call the Supreme Court clerk because he's pretty irritated with me and he's irritated with you. So he gives me a pink slip with Mr. Lyon's name. His name was Fred Lyon. He was the clerk at the time. And I called the number that was on there and the answer was Boise City Zoo.
It seems to me that Jim's greatest attribute is his courage. He is one of the few individuals I know when he sees a wrong or comes up, bumps into a wrong, he not only analyzes it, he then has the energy to try to change that wrong.
I like to think of Jim as being Idaho's very own superhero. You know how there's a Justice League and you have Captain America and all these guys who go out and make things better, provide justice for the people who need it? That's how I think of Jim. He's just out all across Idaho making life better for everybody, and especially for children.
He's just a hero to me and to the kids, and I think to a lot of people.
Jim offered to come into my classroom and speak to my senior students. Well, many of my kids come from refugee families, and he spoke to them with such respect and gave them an inspiration of what they could do in their lives. That's one of the things I really appreciate about Jim. He's like a cheerleader for all of us.
Jim, your commitment to the state of Idaho, our people, and our children has truly made an impact on thousands of Idahoans. You have consistently put the needs and well-being of Idahoans first. Congratulations on receiving the 2023 Children Champions Award.
Jim, you are so deserving of this award, and I am very proud of you, and congratulations to you and your family. Thank you.
This is a well-deserved award. It celebrates your advocacy, not only for this group, but for so many others throughout your career. You deserve this and more. Congratulations.
I'm really proud of you, Jim, and the work that you have done in all the years that you've been in public service. I simply want to say congratulations.
Jim, this is fantastic and so well deserved. I'm excited for you to receive this award. Now let's go take back Idaho. Congratulations.
Grandpa, you're so deserving of this award. Congratulations.